You're scared to start recovery, and I get it. You want your period back, you want to feel normal again, but you're terrified of what it might take to actually get you there. Maybe you've told yourself, I'll start once work slows down, or after my next vacation, or I'll start once I feel ready to eat more. But deep down, you already know. You were probably never going to feel 100% ready for this. I'm Lindsay Lesson, registered dietitian who helps active women recover and regulate their cycles so they can get pregnant naturally. And after working with over 400 women on this exact issue, I can promise you that the fear of getting started is totally normal. But the waiting until you feel ready is often keeping you stuck. Here are the top 3 things that I wish every woman knew before starting period recovery. Number 1, you don't have to be perfect to make progress. Most women think that they have to go all in from the beginning, stop all exercise, eat 2,500 calories, get rid of all the food rules, not care about what your body's gonna look like. And y'all, that's just simply not true. What matters more than doing recovery perfectly is doing recovery consistently. Making intentional, well-informed decisions with food and exercise every single day that just push you a little bit further out of your comfort zone. For instance, having that extra snack even though you may not feel physically hungry for it, or saying yes to a dinner out with friends even though you haven't had time to look at the menu, study the menu, and the temptation might be to stay at home and to eat one of the meals that you feel is safe and healthy. It's taking a rest day even when you feel like you didn't earn it. Those small daily choices compound, and that's what communicates to your brain, I'm safe. Recovery is a process, and it's often not a linear one. In fact, that might be one of the reasons that you're feeling so stuck and feeling so afraid of even starting. What I tell my clients in the Food Freedom Fertility Society is that we're aiming for about 85% consistency. That means that you have the freedom to travel, move your body in joyful ways, be spontaneous with saying yes to meals out, and still be on track for recovery. Breaking away from the all or nothing thinking is actually a really important process of recovery because you are challenging perfectionism, and that communicates to your brain and your body, hey, this is gonna be a safe place to make a baby. The second thing that I want all women to know before they're starting recovery, or even if you're in the middle of your recovery journey, is that recovery is going to challenge your identity, and that's a good thing. For so many active, high-achieving women, part of your identity is probably tied to being disciplined. The fit one, the one who never misses a workout, the one who's always ordering the healthy option. Letting go of control around food and exercise and your body probably feels like you're losing a piece of yourself. Maybe you're a past Division I athlete and your discipline and drive has really paid off. It earned you a spot on the team. It might have paid for part of your college, and you've always been praised for this. And for you, working out is just part of your routine. You do it every single day. It's kind of who you are, and you can't imagine a world without it. The good news, you don't have to fully give that up. You just have to find new ways to move your body that supports your hormones instead of suppressing them. Think of period loss like any other overuse injury. If you had a stress fracture from running too much, you would have to take a temporary timeout from running to get your stress fracture to heal. If you continue to run on the stress fracture, it's probably never going to heal properly. Even after that stress fracture is healed, you're going to do some time in rehab, and then you're going to take some time to ramp up to your training load. But once that stress fracture is fully healed, you're going to come back faster, you're going to hit new PRs, you're going to enjoy that sport even more. It's the same thing with period recovery. Maybe you don't have the bragging rights of a high-level athlete. Maybe you found fitness later in life and it became your passion, so much so that you've even turned it into a career. Not only have you transformed your health and your body, but you might be training clients for a living. And part of you starts to think, man, if I really let go of this fit identity, what's everyone gonna think? What are my clients gonna think? I think anybody who works in the health and fitness space probably feels this drive to practice what they preach. And that's not a bad thing. But let me put it this way. Let's flip the script. You have a patient or a client who's struggling with period loss. Her discipline has actually turned a little bit too far because she's lost her period. Wouldn't you encourage her to rest? Wouldn't you encourage her to take a step back from training so hard, knowing that that's exactly what her hormones and her fertility needs? Period recovery isn't about giving up your whole identity. It's about redefinition. It's about creating space for a freer, healthier, more fertile version of yourself. It's not weakness, it's growth. And the third thing that I wish that every woman knew about period recovery is that your body is actually not working against you, it's protecting you. A missing period is not punishment for something that you did wrong. It's communication. I can confidently say that in the 400 plus women that I've worked with on period recovery, nobody starts a new fitness plan or a new diet or a new health kick to try to lose their period and compromise their fertility. It just happens somewhere along the way when the discipline is taken a little too far. And so when you lose your period, your body is simply saying, I don't feel safe. All of these stress, overtraining, and underfueling have communicated to your body, hey, it's time to prioritize survival over reproduction. So your job during recovery isn't to try to control harder, it's to create safety. And that looks like more food, more rest, and enough grace with your body to say, hey, I'm here, I trust you, and I'm on your team. I'll never forget one of the favorite clients that I've worked with, Shannon, who was a past Division I athlete, played Division I soccer in college, and even when she came out of college, she was still training like an athlete. She was the fittest girl in the gym. She was tracking her food. She had the discipline and drive and the body to show for it. Shannon didn't think she was restricting. She was eating clean and she was doing everything right in her mind, but her body was telling a different story. She had no period, constant fatigue, and tons of anxiety around taking rest. The turning point came when she stopped trying to earn rest and started viewing it as essential for her hormones and her fertility. Within a few months of consistent fueling and recovery, Shannon ovulated on her own and got pregnant naturally. This is the power of letting go of control and giving your body safety. So remember, your body is not broken. You don't need stricter diets, more supplements, or more rigid routines. In fact, you probably need to slow down, do less, and support yourself. Your body wants to heal. It's waiting for permission to feel safe again. And it's not too late. If you've been trying to fix your period, but you're still not really sure what's missing, I want you to take my free quiz. It takes less than 2 minutes. It's gonna help you identify the key roadblocks that are keeping your body stuck, not ovulating, so you'll know exactly what to fix to get your body fertile again. You can find the link below.